Welcome to the Beyond Cinema studio, Tig Notaro. Firstly, just thank you for being here. Amazing year so far in terms of, obviously there's been a lot of news about how bad certain period of your life was not too long ago. But this year it feels like it's already been pretty epic on the upside. Between the film showing here and recognition for some of the other projects that you've been involved with, and also hosting the awards, and getting engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel? Does it feel like you've just been on this incredible roller coaster ride?
Yeah, I mean, I have been, and I have had all those great and amazing things, and then I've also had other downfalls that have continued. But I'm still happy and lucky to be where I am.
So what's kind of become kind of clear to me as a result of possibly just that set that you performed at the Largo, that obviously Louis C.K. and all these other comedians and Bill Burr and Ed Helms all kind of stated was this kind of marquee moment for you in your career, and a change in the direction of how you present your comedy, is how close-knit that community of comedians is, and how supportive they are of each other. Has that been something that you've known all along, or is that something that was also kind of a pretty incredible experience for you to see that?
Well, it was incredible to experience, but I also feel like I've always felt like I was in a world with my peers, and I know people have negative things to say about comedians, but I haven't really experienced the bitter, jealous, negative aspect of it. I feel like I've surrounded myself with some pretty amazing people, and it just, it just proved to be as true as I thought it was when my life fell apart.
How is it for you, just on a personal level, not only going through all that stuff that people go through, but like all within such a condensed period of time, but then having to do so publicly, and then be reactive and responsive to all the attention that you get from that? Is it hard to keep talking about that period?
I mean, it's not hard. I mean, it's not hard emotionally, because I've been processing everything for a while now, and I'm not a basket case talking about my health or losing my mother or anything. When it's like you launch into, this is interview mode, but there are moments where I've been writing a book that comes out in 2016, and those moments privately, when I'm sifting through and writing about the very specific heavy moments, that's hard.
It's also, I guess, now you've got some time to reflect upon it. Before, maybe you were just having to kind of rush through and deal with every moment that was just presenting itself to you. It's probably kind of the first, even with the documentary, like watching it, it must be like an opportunity for you to process it from a kind of almost an external perspective.
Yeah, and I think being able to look at myself and how I navigate through things. I learned a lot about myself watching that documentary that things never dawned on me.
Yeah.
Before that.
Yeah.
And so it's all getting through that time period when things fell apart. I was in shock for, I think, a long time, and a shell of a person, but continuing to move through life and try to feel like I was living my life. And then it took a little while until it kicked back into gear and was like, okay, I'm actually present again and available to the world and myself.
But people must want more of you in the world too, because now you have you like other people who may not have known about you before now identify you in different ways. You know, I run another publication where we've talked to people who started organizations like Flat and Fabulous and other people who are 3D printing nipples and doing all this amazing research and tissue research and construction and tattooing stuff and for people who've had mastectomies. Does your whole, like, being available to those people that now must come up to you and share their stories, do you also take on the role of psychologist, and how do you manage that?
You know what, I'm in a really interesting position because my story is so out there and people have connected to it, and I want to be helpful, but I can't be one-on-one intimately helpful with everybody, and so I've had to kind of have a boundary that I can write about it, I can talk about it, I can support it in a bit of a removed way, because I can't be writing everybody back and visiting everybody, and I get a lot of requests, and if I did all of that, I wouldn't be able to live my own life. And but it feels like a cycle that continues to give back, because in sharing my story, people tell me how it's touched them or helped them or inspired them, and they come to my shows and will tell me about anywhere from a bad day they had to being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer or losing their loved one, but they're delivering it not typically. I don't get a victim vibe. I get a feeling of, you've helped me or you've inspired me and I'm going through this and I feel like I can do it and thank you.
Yeah.
And then that
it's a powerful
blows
thing.
me away and I feel inspired all over again, and it just keeps going. But I don't feel like a therapist, but people talk to me and tell me what they're going through, but I have to kind of manage it, but it's been manageable, and it's been actually a positive experience.
It's almost like being a fifth Beatle finally.
Yes. Did you read I Wanted to Be a Fifth Beatle? Yeah. I wasn't a smart child. Yeah, they broke up before I was born, and John Lennon died the year I got a guitar.
But you didn't feel responsible for that. That was No, that was a whole different chapter.
Yeah. But when I listened to them, I was like, man, I got to join this band. Yeah.
And so just finally being kind of hosting the Sundance Awards and having a film here.
And my fiance has a film here.
Right.
People, Places, Things.
Yep. And I thought when you started a sentence with "In a World," I thought you were trying to give a plug to Lake's movie as well.
Oh yeah. Well, so I'd like to plug that as well. Yeah. That's the movie Stephanie and I met on.
Exactly. Yeah. And then and obviously Transparent's been doing great things.
I've been just like an extra though.
Yeah,
in
but you're still part of that.
I know, and I'm proud to be.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous show.
Well, we're thankful to have you in here for a few minutes, and it's great to meet you. Really.
Thanks for having me.
Very cool. Thanks.